Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Butler Stadium. It's girls high school soccer action tonight as Caldwell County Lady Tigers take on the Henderson County Lady Colonels. Dennis Stevens along with Ryan Fish tying the bar here at the stadium tonight to bring you the action. And Ryan, this is a tough game. It's the end of a tough 5-game stretch for Caldwell County to open the season up as they started out against a very tough Murray team. Lost that one by a score of 8-0. Then got a win actually against Owensboro Apollo, a very tough team on the schedule. They pulled out a 2-1 win with goals by McEnany and Pookie Trailer in that one. Yeah. And then a couple of losses this weekend at the Lady Dragons Lair Classic in Bowling Green. They lost to South Warren 8-0 and North Hardin by a score of 2-1. And tonight, always tough Henderson County Lady Colonel team comes to Princeton. So not much tougher start to the season than the Lady Tigers have this year.
That's always a good thing too, though. I mean, tough games early on in the season. If you can get any kind of good results, even close losses, I mean, those make you hungry. Like games like this, you know, it's a big region opponent, so you're trying to look for any kind of positives you can get, especially against the powerhouse like Henderson.
And it's a schedule that Coach Eric Jacobs put together last year before he moved on, of course, to Overton High School in Nashville, his alma mater. So he always played a tough schedule. It comes in handy at the end of the year, though, we think, because they're prepared for the district matchups. They're prepared for the Madisonville and the Hopkins Central, because that's what you really want to win. You want those 2 games to put you in the driver's seat and an automatic bye in the district, even if you lose the championship game, an automatic bye to the championship game and then straight to the regionals with that. So that's what you want to try to toughen up for. And this is going to be a very tough game. Also, Caldwell County will take the field tonight without their all-region backfield player. And her name went blank on me. Kelsey Adams. Kelsey Adams on the injury list tonight, number 13, not in the lineup tonight here in Princeton. So we'll see what we can do without her. But that's a big blow to this Lady Tiger squad tonight.
It is. She can pretty much run the back line like she's been doing it for years. And I think this is only her sophomore season, I believe. So it is a big loss, but hopefully they usually have somebody that can fill in the shoes for a good portion. Hannah Young's good back there too, so that's a good piece to have.
And on the other side of the ball, you have Caldwell County coming into tonight 1-3. Henderson County comes in at 2-0-1. They had the mercy rule against Tree County to open the season. Played Bowling Green 2-2, and that's always a tough. Bowling Green always in the running, maybe even Sweet 16 caliber team by the end of the year, and then they beat Ohio County by a score of 4-1. And I think Ohio County, if I'm not mistaken, is on the Lady Tiger schedule.
They're usually a tough game too.
Late in the season. Let's see if we have that. We have it here somewhere. It's Ohio County, yes, September 25th. So a common opponent. That'll be something Caldwell County will look at tonight and maybe gauge. Coach Miller comes in, of course, his first season girls coach. He's I won't say a last-minute addition to the squad, but it wasn't planned for very long. He's doing a great job, I think, with the girls. We watched them against Murray. I think the girls are buying into his philosophy, and that's a big plus for a coach to know he has the players' enthusiasm and support out on the field.
Especially getting in so quick and having to turn around, getting the season started so fast. It's good to see that they're on the same page, because like you said, that's always a big plus. You got your players on the same side as your coach. Can't really ask for much better as long as they're playing hard, and it is a good plus.
Of course, Caldwell County takes a hit tonight defensively, but offensively, you've still got Laney Fletcher leading the attack. You've got Pookie Trailer, the 2 seniors up front leading the attack. Then you have Kaylee McEnany, who's put in a goal this year. So still some offensive firepower in this squad. Lucy Goffinette can come in and put a goal. Strong leg on Lucy.
Yeah, people like Kaylee, like sometimes you see a player, I mean, she's not the most physically imposing. You see somebody a little bit smaller, you automatically assume, okay, we'll just take her off the ball. But she's strong on the ball. She can hold her own, and like you said, she got a goal earlier on. She's a threat. She's always a threat. So it's good to have her on the attacking side of the ball as well.
And a player that Coach Miller bragged on last at the opening game against Murray was Asia Boyd. Said she put in good minutes. She was physical. She knew where she was. She didn't get lost on the field. So that's a good sign when you got a brand new starter in Asia Boyd being able to get the coach's attention in the first game of the season.
Yeah, I think last year was she the one that had the big knee injury? I think she might have been out for a little bit. So it's good to have her at the beginning of the season as well.
One spot that Caldwell County is still working around. I heard that during the weekend, during the Bowling Green tournament, they played a couple of different keepers. So you've got it's Kate Manley and Abby Hagan, both. Or Kate is a junior, right?
Yes, I believe.
And Abby Hagan, a sophomore. So some young players, they've been waiting in the wings for 3 years with Drew Thomas, the starter. I think Drew started actually 4 years for the Lady Tigers, so they've been waiting their turn. Now we'll see what they've got. And they're seasoned already with the start of this schedule, these first 5 games of the season.
It's always nice to have a player like Drew. I mean, that's a good teacher to have, especially if she's starting 4 years in a row and you have to play behind her. But just getting to practice with her and stuff, that, like you said, a tough start to the season, tough schedule, and then being trained by her for all those couple of years and stuff. I mean, it's good experience to have for Kate and anyone else that they have to try out and go.
So you would think the nerves are pretty much, they're over that by now after starting out against Murray, then a couple of games in Bowling Green. Tough game against Owensboro Apollo, so it's not a matter of being nervous so much during the whole game. Of course, everybody has butterflies before the game. If you don't, you're really you're not focused in on the game.
Yeah, it'll make games like this and tough season start and stuff. It'll make games like the teams closer to around here, like games like Trigg County later on this week, it'll make those seem a lot easier. Even if they don't realize it, they'll be used to playing the people who are moving the ball, just banging it around, playing it like it's nothing. They'll get a team that might make a couple more mistakes, and they'll punish them for it because they haven't got to experience being able to punish someone on just being lousy on certain things early on in the season. So.
And as we said, Trigg County will be here on Thursday night, so a couple of home games this week for the Lady Tigers. This one's going to start just a little bit earlier than scheduled. There's some weather in the forecast that's not real favorable for soccer, so we're hoping to get this one in completely. Of course, streaming live here on WPKY. If you are around town, come on in. Concession stands open. Pretty good crowd here. Henderson always brings a crowd. I don't care if they're playing golf or tiddlywinks or whatever they're doing. They're going to bring a crowd of people. So several people in the stands tonight for this ball game. So you still have time to come on out, catch the vast majority of the game. I think they're going to bypass the starting lineups.
It looks like they don't need us for that part.
And the anthem probably played before the JV game, we'll assume. So this one is going to get underway. Looks like Henderson County won the toss. They will start the game with possession. We're just about to kick it off here at Butler Stadium. Lady Colonels, Lady Tigers. Split referee crew tonight, which is becoming the norm for most high school games, unless it's a big district game. You don't see a lot of three referee squads anymore.
Yeah, we didn't really have that last season either, and it was usually, unless it was a big district game and stuff, it was mainly one on each end pretty much.
Henderson County puts it in play. They drop it back, working around their defensive backfield. McEnany gives chase along with Traylor. Now they work it to the midfield circle. Play the ball up. There defensively is Young for Caldwell County, able to put it back to the middle of the circle. Number 23 getting the touch, Sophie Littlefield. Over to number 2, Becca Seibert. Seibert plays it back looking for Boyd. Boyd caught a little off guard with that one. Now she's in a battle towards the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay Henderson County ball.
It just look, you can see Henderson players already. They keeping the ball real close to their foot, just picking their head up.
Throw comes all the way into the 6, picked up by Manley. Manley with the kick out, looking for McEnany. McEnany has it near midfield, stolen away by Henderson. Now the ball is free. It's a foot race between Traylor and Henderson. Traylor able to come up with it, but Henderson intercedes, and it's Henderson County ball as they work it to the far sideline here at Butler Stadium. Henderson County going towards the Washington Street end, Caldwell County going towards the Main Street end at Butler Stadium. Fletcher, far sideline, tries to put it back in the middle. Henderson County, Ryan, really crowds the ball. They had 5 defensive players within a 5-yard span of the ball, so it's going to be tough for Caldwell County. You're really going to have to be precise with the passes and maybe be looking up the field to know where a teammate is ahead of time.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a game that if you're going to get any kind of success off of Henderson, you're going to have to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. Henderson
with the shot on goal and in from just inside the 18.
I believe that's Griggs. Is
that number 7?
Either 7 or 5.
7 is Carly Crafton. We're going to give it to Crafton.
Either way, that was just a good finish. Just pick your head up, see where the goalkeeper is, and she put it exactly where she was, and it was good and nice, calm finish.
And a lot on the ball just inside the 18 as Henderson County is on the board first, 1-0. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the ball game.
And like you said, they're just Henderson. If they see that they made a mistake, they're putting 3 or 4 people, 4 or 5 people on the ball as soon as they lose it. If they're playing pretty high press on any mistakes made in their attacking third. Of
course, Henderson a perennial favorite in the region.
They usually are, boys and girls. They're always back and forth. It's usually, I think on the girls side, the girls region 2 is pretty tough.
Yeah.
I mean, Henderson, and there's a lot of teams that just
UHA always feels a tough team.
There's always Henderson. I think, like you said, I think they're the favorites this year. But there's always a bunch of teams that can sit in there and challenge them and make them think a lot more than they think they would have to.
Caldwell County did make it to the regional final last year against Henderson County. Put up a good show in the final at Mattisville. Henderson with the throw in. They have it in midfield. Picked off by Ginn. Ginn wanted the through ball to Trailer. Barely knocked away by Henderson County. They put it back into play in their offensive end. They want to work the far corner.
That's a good ball.
Young there defensively for Caldwell County.
And that's real smart play from Hannah and stuff. She just, as a young defender like she is, just seeing that and reading that ball over the top like that, because that was a good ball, and her to be able to react like that fast, that was a very good reaction.
Big throw into the box by Henderson County again. Shot on goal, and it's in. Number 21, was it?
I believe so. I think it was 21.
Number 21 is Cecilia Pulumo. And that one coming just 4 minutes into the game.
That was one of those scrappy finishes. Ball's kind of bouncing around. There's a couple tough tackles on it, and she just swung the outside of her boot out and hit it. It was a good finish.
Both of these scoring plays coming on throw-ins from basically the 18-yard line extended. And Ryan, it's probably a spot where you're really missing Adams right now, because in the middle of that field, she directs traffic. She knows where she wants to be on the throw. Not to take anything away, but you're losing an all-region player. That's tough to substitute for.
Yeah, you would think that it's just one player. You can replace that, but a player like her, like you said, all-region talent, it's hard to replace her in a role like center back. That's just one of those positions. You lose one of your center backs, that's a big loss. That's a big loss on the midfield. It's a big loss on the attack. It's a big loss on everybody.
You've got Boyd, Young, and McDaniel on that back line. I'm trying to pick up the far side player.
It might be Audrey Wynn.
Audrey Wynn, number 9. The junior defensive player for Caldwell County. Henderson County with possession in the offensive end, still working it around.
That was a good touch.
Shot blocked by Young. Ball still loose, top of the 18. Now Caldwell County clears it out, looking for Trailer. Trailer has it stolen away about 25 yards out of goal. It's going to be Henderson County ball. 18 extended again. We've got to get these throw-ins covered, because Henderson County is in full attack mode, especially now with the 2-0 lead. They can take a few more chances. Shot on goal again, in. And that is number, see if he can get that number right. They are running sideways to us up the field.
Might be 12.
12.
Yeah, it is 12.
Whitney West. So 3 different players scoring about 2 minutes apart.
On 3 different throw-ins. Again, that's kind of a set piece that, like you said, that's just, people aren't being coordinated. They're not being told exactly where to be, just not being aware of those players. Like she was just sitting on the far post. That's just one of those players you can't see. You've got to be aware of everything around you, and just looks like she was sitting out behind.
Yeah, Henderson County by far the more aggressive team. But, Ryan, one thing that you can see, too, in Henderson County is the amount of one-touch passes. This one's taken around or tried to cross to the middle, kicked out of bounds by Caldwell County. It'll be a corner kick, and that'll be another set play opportunity for the Lady Colonels.
Yeah, and sometimes you think whenever you get 3 or 4 goals up, some teams like to slow down. But like you said, so far they're just, every single time someone gets the ball, it's 1 or 2 touches and they're gone. And they're playing real fast. They're trying to get this corner set up real fast. And like the throw-ins, they're getting the ball in. They're getting it in as fast as they can.
Player set in the near corner. Touched first by Henderson, played back to the corner, lob across the 18. headed out by Caldwell County, just outside the 18. Henderson, though, recovers possession.
It was good pressure from Caldwell County on those loose balls first.
This one's going to be picked up by Manley, and she'll be able to come out with a punt. Yeah, there's teams that, like you said, Ryan, that'll want to sit on that lead or maybe get comfortable with it and try to coast defensively and pull away with the win. Henderson County not one of those teams. If they can beat you 10-0, they're going to go after it. So that's what Caldwell County has to guard against. They have to pick their level of play up just a little bit higher with this 3-0 lead for Henderson.
Yeah, there might be some players that they just have to make changes by themselves. Maybe not even a coaching change, just a mentality change.
Big kick from about 25 yards out over the back of the net. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers.
But sometimes those mentality changes and stuff, like if you're in the midfield and you know some girls, she's hanging around there, if you can pick that up, that might be something that someone else doesn't see, but you can knock out that one player. That could take a whole aspect out of their game.
It's one of those games where maybe you're not as athletic as Henderson, but you're still going to have to mark a number every set play. If it's a throw-in, if it's a corner kick, whatever it is, every number is going to have somebody in blue shoulder to shoulder, or you're going to pay the price like we have so far with the 3 throw-in goals by Henderson County.
Yeah, they're playing very organized, and it's a huge plus to have. But if Caldwell can realize how organized they're playing and how everyone, it's kind of like they're a machine. If you take away that one thing that machine can do, you might see some mistakes from Henderson that Caldwell can capitalize on.
The one thing we're yet to see from Henderson County is really anybody try to dribble it up the field. It's a one touch, maybe 2 touches tops, and then a pass. So really moving the ball around. They have Caldwell County kind of chasing a little bit early on in this ball game. Ball played out the middle of the field, headed by Henderson County. They regain possession, bottom of the midfield circle. Young's going to clear it back up, looking for McEnany. Gets by her, back to the Henderson backfield. They quickly put it back in play. Going back to the middle of the field, number 5 in possession, cross step over Young. She puts a shot up, lobbed, and just over the net. Number 5, obviously one to watch. That is Maddie Griggs. You talked about her, a senior forward for Henderson County and one of the, of course, all-region player.
Yeah, I don't think she hasn't hit 50 goals in a season since she came up as a freshman. She, like you said, she'll be one to watch, and she had a lot of room there. They kind of got lucky there to make sure that she didn't see the little room of space that she had to put that shot in.
Yeah, the bad thing is 3 other players besides Griggs so far on the scoreboard for Henderson County. Griggs yet to tally anything, so not a good sign for the Lady Tigers defensively right now.
Yes,
Cyber with some touch. Becca plays it up looking for Trailer. Intercepted by Henderson County. Lucy Goffinet into the ball game near side forward.
That's a tough thing about Henderson. They've got that one-star player, but they're not a one-player team. They've got everybody's
Absolutely.
Just any of these players could start on any team in the region, and they're not just that one-man team. She's just a wonderful piece to have in that team.
Yeah, you've got her as a, like you said, a star player, but you have 10 other people that get on the field and play their roles very well and could easily be the stars at another school in the region. Shot on goal, scooped up by Manley. She's going to come out to the 18 with the kick. Comes up, Trailer puts the possession on it. Being battled by 2 Henderson players, stolen away. Now it's Griggs at the top of the 18. She dumps it off. Pooch shot up and just over the net again.
It was almost a very good finish. I think me and you both.
I thought that was it.
It was a good shot.
Ball's just barely crossing the top crossbar.
Just calm play, laying it off to the girl, not laying it off too hard. If you lay it off too hard, she's smashing that over the bar, 15 feet over the bar. Just a nice soft layoff and set her up for that easier shot.
29 minutes left in the first half. Caldwell County is going to bring it to midfield, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY.
I'm the founder of Operation Kids Safe. A big thank you to the Trice Hughes team. Bring the entire family for refreshment, activities, and a day of safety and fun. Saturday, August the 25th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Parents will get a free and private lifetime Amber Alert digital safety form for their child from Operation Kids Safe. It's all about family at Trice Hughes Incorporated, 111 Highway 91 North in Princeton. For more information, go to tricehughes.com or their Facebook page.
Potosina and Princeton and Marion is the best place to experience delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine with an extensive menu that has something for everyone. Choose from local favorites like fajitas, chimichangas, burritos, and Maria's favorite with rice, grilled onions, and peppers, chicken, shrimp, steak, or a combination topped with La Potosina's mouth-watering cheese sauce. That's La Potosina with 2 locations to serve you in Princeton and Marion. La Potosina Mexican restaurant.
Back to Butler Stadium. It's Caldwell County, Henderson County girls soccer. Early in the first half, Henderson County has a 3-0 lead. Shot on goal from just outside the 18 goes over the net. It'll be a goal kick for Caldwell County. Dennis Stevens along with Ryan Frisch getting some new broadcasting experience here. Ryan's going to be broadcasting a lot of the boys' games and maybe some of the girls, so doing a great job so far. I'm glad to have you on board with the sports team here at WPKY, Ryan.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, you're teaching me tonight. You've been doing it for a while, so it's good to be up here. They asked me to do the boys' games, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to fill in on some girls' games too.
We'll have a good time up here. It's always fun, and we enjoy it a lot. Henderson County with their first substitution of the night as Abby Roberts comes in as junior. Throw-in goes inside the 18. And Ryan, if you will, talk about some of these throws that are coming in and the depth that they are making inside the 18.
Yes,
as we will. Let's tell about this goal first by Henderson County. Is that number 7 again?
I believe that one's 3.
3, okay.
But yeah,
Maggie Sauer, sophomore.
I mean, you can kind of say that one was in off a throw-in as well, because that's where it all stemmed from. But those first 3 goals were definite, just a ball in. Throws about just outside the 18, and it finds its way in, and it eventually found someone who just had all you need is a couple inches of space, and that just allows you to get that shot off, and it's a big goal to hit. So
4-0 Henderson County. All 4 of their goals have come after a throw-in.
It's just one of those things. At halftime, maybe I'm sure that'd be a big talking point from Coach Miller.
And Henderson dribbles it all the way to the edge of the 18. They put a shot on goal, kind of rushed, not much on it. Manley easily able to pick it up. Puts the play back out to midfield, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be one of the few times this half that Caldwell County will have the ball in Henderson County territory. Just under 26 minutes to play here in the first half. Play comes into Traylor. Traylor tries to take it back to Goffinette. Stolen away by Henderson County.
Good interception there from Maggie Yen.
Yen puts it downfield. Looking for number 23, Sophie Littlefield. Stolen away again by Henderson County. Nice drop off by Griggs. Puts it over to the player that just scored. That is Sauer. They play it back inside the 18. Cleared out by Young. I noticed Morgan McDaniel came out. I'm sure Coach Miller is trying to instruct her a little bit. That back line trying to adjust in the absence of Kelsey Adams.
Yeah, and McDaniel, she's a big piece too. That's a good effort.
Well, that one finds the net. That is number 4, Reese Crafton.
About 25 yards out. That's a very good hit. Just catching the goalkeeper a little off her line.
And Ryan, a very good touch on that ball. Manley out from goal. Just maybe a little bit too far. That one not able. She's got a fingertip on it, but not able to really stop it by any means. And Henderson County rolling in this one 5-0 early. Caldwell County kind of shell-shocked.
I think we got Kaylee McEnany back in the game for Caldwell County. She moves the ball to Alyssa Traylor to start off from that 5th goal being scored.
And there's Henderson County with the momentary steal. Caldwell County able to get it back. Fletcher with one of her few touches on the far side. Drops it off to number 2, Becca Seibert.
It's dangerous to see Henderson in this kind of form this early on in the season. I think you said their record, they've only played 3 or 4 games, and they're already looking this good. So
yeah, 2-0-1 with the tie against Bowling Green at 2-2. But again, Bowling Green, a team that will likely be in the talk, if not in the Sweet 16, come late October. Henderson works it at midfield, far side. Fletcher tried to go for the steal.
Lainey's always got that tough tackle. Any 50 ball, she wants every single bit of it that she can get.
Yeah, I don't care who we're playing, whether they're semi-pro, pro, college, it doesn't matter. Laney would get in and battle anybody.
She will. She's not afraid of anybody as long as she's on the field.
Yeah, if your jersey color is not Laney's, you're in for a fight on her side. Henderson County again deep. They put the cross in, blocked out by Manley, but the rebound just wide left. Caldwell County dodges a bullet. And that was Griggs. She's not going to miss many of those, Ryan.
No, that was
a little bit high on the shin guard as she tried to get the leg up to redirect the rebound.
Yeah, I think Henderson was already getting ready to jog back to get to the center circle and stuff.
They're so used to seeing her put those in.
Yeah.
Young takes the kick out. Henderson County catches it just at the bottom of the midfield circle. Goffinette with a nice deflection. Back to Boyd. Boyd puts it out of bounds under the broadcast booth, and it'll be several substitutions now for Henderson County as they are sitting on a comfortable 5-0 lead.
And it hasn't just been Griggs or anybody on the attacking end so far. It's been their midfield, their center backs, their outside backs. Everybody's just moving the ball very, very well on this Henderson team so far.
Yeah, so far 5 players with 5 goals, or each with a goal tonight. McEnany battles at midfield. Henderson drops it off. Nice touch around Goffinette. Gets it to the left side. Maggie again with a nice play. Henderson County's player went down. I was waiting for the whistle. Normally that draws one. Rebound shot back in the middle goes to Henderson County. Deflected out by Manley.
It's a very good save. Kick. Very good save. Ball coming in, bouncing like that right in front of her. That's a very good save from Kate Manley.
And I think Manley, as the season goes along, will realize she has to stay back just a little bit more. You can't really come out halfway up to the 6 or maybe even close to the edge of the 6. You're going to have to stay back and make your rushes a little bit later, put some pressure on the player, make them make a decision instead of coming out early and giving them basically the whole net. This one kicked on goal. It's going to go wide left by Henderson County. Goal kick coming up for the Lady Tigers.
Especially, like you said, when teams like Henderson see that if there's that extra 3 or 4 yards that she's got behind her stepping out from her goal line, if they've got room in the middle, they'll pick her head up and just see if they can loft that over.
You may get away with that on teams, and not to take anything away from a Crittenden County or a Heritage Christian Academy or somebody like that. If you leave Henderson County that wide open, they'll have the touches. Henderson's, the Murrays, even the Madisonville teams at Caldwell County will try to battle for the district championship again this year as Caldwell County defends that district championship. Henderson County works the triangle up. Nearing midfield, they want to try to change fields. Get it over to the co-captain, number 7, and that is Carly Crafton. Henderson now back in possession just outside the 18, dribbling to the top of the corner, shot on goal over the back of the net, and it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers.
I think now Henderson, they're trying to get into any position, and I think they're just taking a little more shots than anything that they can get. If they're 20 yards out, they want to take it. They're not trying to get inside the box and have easy finishes like they were early on.
Right, looking at the Region 2 standings, of course it's early in the season, and you don't know if teams have scheduled some easier games to start out. Of course, Caldwell County has not. Henderson County has not. But sitting atop the standings right now, Madisonville North sits at 3-0 on the season, 2-0 in the region, and Hopkins Central 3-0 or 2-0 on the year and 2-0 in the region. The 2 opponents for Caldwell County in that district race. So both of those teams getting off to good starts. Shot on goal, nice stop by Manley on that one.
Yeah, Madisonville, they'll be looking out. It's kind of a little bit of revenge. They won't want to come out and say that we're out to get revenge and everything, but it's 3 in a row now for Caldwell County, hasn't it?
Right.
3 years in a row, so they're off to a good start. That'll be a tough end of the season game.
Of course, Caldwell County made it to the regional finals last year in Madisonville. Henderson County deflected. That ball was going right towards Trailer at the top of the 18, deflected out by Henderson. They play the long ball back out to midfield, controlled by number 8. She's going to look for Griggs. It's Griggs in a foot race. Manley comes out. Now Griggs open in the 18, far side. She puts it across and in.
Wonderful touch.
Griggs with her first goal of the night.
Wonderful touch. She just, again, that one was a little bit smarter from Kate. I mean, ball, 50-50 ball. Some goalkeepers, they just automatically come out. I think she hesitated just a little bit, and I think that hesitation just allowed Griggs to just get through, get that one touch around her, and have an easier finish for her.
And Ryan, even at that angle, Griggs was able to put that in with something on it. That was a tough angle. You get most high school players, they're not going to make that shot. They're going to look for somebody to cross to. Griggs didn't hesitate a bit. She just put it in the side of the net. Yeah, from about, 12, 14 yards out.
Yeah, and if they do make it, it just trickles in. It doesn't have the power on it to not touch the ground. It's not going to rock the net.
Henderson County 6, Caldwell County nothing. 18-23 left to play in this one. Caldwell County with the ball on the offensive end. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 103.3 The Tiger.
Good.
good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy Performance Sports offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals. Trilogy Performance Sports offers yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. Come work out in a family-friendly environment. Trilogy Performance Sports is located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton, open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports, Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
Back to Butler Stadium, 16:56 left to go in the first half. Caldwell County trails Henderson County 6-0. Caldwell County is going to get a call as Littlefield gets tripped up right in midfield.
Hopefully we can get something off of a little set piece from here. I know it's a very, very long away from the goal, but one of the first set pieces we've had, I think we've only had one other one other than this one right now. So
hopefully Caldwell County can push this one up and at least to get a goal to feel a little bit better about where they're sitting right now. Just an onslaught early by Henderson County's Lady Colonels.
Pretty good ball in.
Kick to the top of the 18 by Young, headed out by Henderson County, far right side. And that one's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. Audrey Wynn is going to take the throw. She's going to move up about 10 yards, puts it in looking for Littlefield. Ball rolls out of bounds. Let's see which way the referees give. That one stays Caldwell County ball. Wynn back in. This one's going to go off of Fletcher, and it'll be Lady Colonel ball coming the other way.
You just see Henderson, they're not worrying about too much. They weren't worrying about too much when they come in. That's just, if you have confidence as a team like that, you're going to be dangerous no matter who you are.
Yeah, this is a team that's not going to lack confidence at all. They play a tough schedule. They have their sights. I mean, anything short of a regional championship is probably a disappointment for Henderson County.
I would agree with that. I mean, if you come in and shock Henderson in the regional tournament, there'd probably be mutiny in Henderson County as far as the soccer program went.
But that's a level Caldwell County would like to get to. Coach Jacobs put them on a pretty good track the last couple of seasons. Coach Miller trying to continue that success, but it's always going to go through Henderson County if you want to pack home a trophy out of that regional tournament.
It is, and like you said, Jacobs, he put him on that path and stuff and got him this tough schedule early on, and I think Red, I mean, he's a wonderful coach, so I think if anybody can get them on the same track just like they were, I think he could do it.
The difference in this year's team is Henderson County plays it back to the defensive backfield. They're going to reset the offense. Ryan, last year's team had 8 or 9 seniors, just a bunch of girls that had played together forever. You had a lot of scoring on that team. You had some great defense. This year, only 2 seniors on this team, so some young players for Caldwell County getting some chances. Even though they have experience, they don't have starting experience. So they got to find out what it's like to get out and face a Henderson County right off the bat, know what it feels like when you go down 6-0 early in this one. Foul called on Caldwell County just outside the 18. That's going to give Henderson County the set play from the left side.
And I'll try not to be biased, but I thought that was a wonderful tackle from Hannah Young. I mean, it was a hard tackle. That's what you want to see from your center back like that. It was a good tackle.
When you go in like that, basically if the referee sees cleats, he's going to give it to that offensive player.
It's true.
Shot on goal, off the post, rebounded, and covered by Manley. Nice flurry down there by Henderson, but covered well by Manley. And she's going to bring it out, happy smile on her face that she was able to get that.
That's a good thing to see. It doesn't matter how many goals have went in or nothing. As long as you're still in a good mood, that's a good thing to see.
Henderson County again, top of the 18, shot on goal is wide right. It'll be a goal kick for Caldwell County. And with this schedule, I'm sure both Hagan and Manley have felt like they're trying to block BBs at this point for 5 games. It's hard to do. A team like Henderson's going to put the ball on the goal every chance they get. It'll lighten up at times in this game, but not much. Coach Miller picking up the yellow card down there. I don't know what he said, but I'm sure a little bit of frustration and probably Ryan, it was over that last call that you said looked like a good slide tackle.
Yeah, I might have to take back what I said. I think that was a good call from the ref. I'll try not to get a card as well. I think I'll just try to avoid that.
Yeah, especially being new to the announce team. We've had one basketball announcer in the past get a technical, so it's been a long time ago. So you got a while to go before you want to do that. Pick up by Manley. She's going to come out with the punt from the 18. Out to Littlefield, goes off of her chest into the leg of Henderson County. They quickly put it back to the middle. Now they're going to work the right side. Good defensive play over there by Wynn.
That's a good
thing. Gets it over to Fletcher.
From your coach, too. Obviously, you don't want them to get yellow cards or suspensions or nothing like that. But if you're on the field and if the game's not going your way and you see your coach still fighting for you, that's a big confidence boost as well. So hopefully that can get into these veins of these girls, Caldwell County girls, and hopefully that'll kind of boost us up, get some morale going.
And referee blows the whistle on the far side. Foul called on Fletcher on the far side. So it'll be Henderson County from about 35 yards out.
And they're not
maybe 40.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to take this one quick. They're looking to try to get it in the box.
Big lob. It is going to go well into the box. It's going to be fielded by Manley. Nice catch. And good job by her defensive line to block some players out of the way so she had a line of sight for that ball.
It looks like she's getting some confidence as the game goes on, so that's a good thing, too. She's coming out on some balls and making sure she's got control of them before anything.
Good head flick out by Goffinet off the punt from Manley. Gets it into the offensive end for Caldwell County, but right there, all of these white jerseys, it's got to seem to Caldwell County like instead of 11 players out there, there's 22. It's just tough for Caldwell County to break that defensive end. Shot by Manley. She goes to the ground, stops that one. Nice stop.
That's what I was getting ready to say, because sometimes you just see them moving so many on the attack and stuff. It does look like they've got 22 players out there. They're just moving so fast.
It's got to be frustrating.
Second one. Go ahead.
Ryan, you played several years. Give us an idea, as Caldwell County has had to change keepers this year. Drew Thomas would put the ball in play well over midfield on most punts. Tell us the difference and what the players have to do with Manley, who's not going to get it across midfield, so that they can get the possession and not give it up deep in their end of the field and give the teams like Henderson a shorter field to come at them.
Yeah, the boys program pretty much had to do the same thing, having Connor McEnany for so many years, and sometimes it seemed like it'd go from box to box, like him and the goalie were just having fun with each other. And then Barrett come in, he was a freshman, young and stuff. He eventually got to the point where he could get over the half line, and it's just, she's not kicking as far. It's just even your strikers and everybody. You kind of got to push back and see if you can trap it, find somebody to drop it to, maybe find a ball over the top, or just try to keep the ball close, keep it to your foot instead of it's more of a see what you can control, play it around, other than let's see how far I can kick it and who's the fastest who can get to it.
Kick out of bound by Young. She'll reset the defense as
Tuck to the middle.
apparently the referee called it over the end line, so it is going to be a corner kick just in front of the concession stand for Henderson County as we tick under 10 minutes. We'll see how this play goes before we take another break. Kick from the corner, deflected by Wynn. Henderson County comes away with it. Collision with Goffinet. Henderson County still with possession. Goes to the sideline. Out of bounds, it'll stay Lady Colonel ball. Just under 10 minutes left in the first half. We're going to take a quick break and be back. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 103.3 The Tiger.
August is already here. Can you believe it? Hi, this is Tana Havelock at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. We want to help save parents some money. We are having a back-to-school sale for the month of August. We are offering 20% off of all wall decor that would be perfect to decorate those dorm rooms. We are offering in our boutique all summer clothes 50% off and new arrivals 10%. Wow, sounds like a great time to come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. They're located at 235 Northfield Drive, right next to the bowling alley. We are also your local U-Haul dealer. Come to Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Everything a home should be.
Seasons come and seasons go, but something that can remain the same is reliability. And here at McGregor Group Heating and Air, reliability and honesty are a few of our top priorities. So if you're looking for heating and air service, give us a call at 270-896-5044 or come visit us at 960 Varmint Trace Road here in Princeton. We're the company that you can take comfort in.
And we're back at Butler Stadium. 8:25 left to go in the first half. Here as Henderson County leads Caldwell County 6-0. Henderson on the attack inside the 6, blocked away by Boyd puts the ball out looking for McEnany. Henderson County quickly comes up, tries to take the possession away, and does.
You always want to make sure your clearances aren't balls that are just hanging around the 18. You want to make sure they're a good 30, 40 yards if you can out. Just kind of get the team back reset. Everybody take a breath. Just kind of relax, not having to get right back into another shot on goal.
Frazier Boyd tried to play the ball upfield looking for Goffinette. Overled her. Ball goes out of bounds at midfield. Throw in by Henderson County. Now Pookie Trailer gets one of her rare touches tonight, but Henderson County, Ryan, right there to take it back away.
They are. It looks like the ball is glued to their feet.
A little bit of a shank. That looked like one of my wedge shots right there by Henderson County. Goes way wide to the left. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers.
Hey, Kate and Trent.
And it does. They're everywhere. It doesn't matter where the ball is on the field. There's 2 or 3 Henderson players, it seems like, just always around the ball.
And Ryan, as we said, a tough start to the season with this schedule. But one thing that you can look out and be very proud of if you're Coach Miller, the effort is still there from each player getting out on the field right now. That nobody's hanging their heads and giving up on this one, even though it looks bleak and realistically is against a team like Henderson County. But everybody's still with the effort so far.
Yeah, it's so far. I mean, it looks like the game has just started as far as Caldwell County playing hard and stuff. Nobody's kind of dropped off. Nobody's acting real tired. And even though some of them are real tired. So everybody.
Forced there by Goffinette as she tried to go up and force the issue. Henderson County just patiently worked it right around her. They get the ball back, and the throw-in goes off the head of Boyd to the Henderson player. That's number 24 going down the near sideline. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay Henderson County ball. They quickly get it back in.
And it looks like Henderson hasn't let off either. They're still, as soon as the ball goes out, they're getting it back in. And set pieces, they're playing fast. And there's no slow mode so far from Henderson.
No, it's patient, but it's quick. There's a little flurry to what they do, even though it looks as smooth as a well-oiled machine at this point. Good job by Boyd. Comes up, stop that play by Henderson. Gets it over to Goffinette. Goffinette tries to get stepped in, gets a push from the back. It's going to stay Caldwell County ball. Good job by Lucy Goffinette to hold her ground. Foul called on Henderson. It'll be a free kick. Young will take it from the Caldwell County defensive end, puts it in play, looking for Littlefield. Henderson with the clear, and offside's going to be called. I thought surely he was going to get that one. We haven't seen a lot of offsides, but good job by that Tiger back line to get back up and force the offsides against Henderson County.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's always hard to play trying to catch somebody offside. So if you can do it in the middle of a game, especially if that's not your main goal, that's always a good thing to do. It's a good call to get. And like you said, I was waiting for him. I was really hoping he was going to. He waited a couple minutes, but I'm glad he did.
Young's going to take this free kick just shy of the midfield circle. 5:08 left in the first half. Caldwell trails this one 6-0. An early barrage by Henderson County has put them comfortably in the lead.
Step up, Kelly, play.
6 goals by 6 different players at this point for the Lady Colonels. Lucy Goffinette down the right side, gets the bump, still keeps the ball in, tries to take it across. It goes out of bounds easily across the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Henderson County.
One of those rare attacks for Caldwell County early on, but it was a good move from Lucy to get down that line. You always want that out of your wings, and just maybe if they can get that a couple more times, maybe get a good ball into the center, that's an easy touch for a finish as a striker.
Henderson County with a few substitutes in right now. Be a good time for Caldwell County to at least get some morale booster right here late in the half as they try to get a goal in. Wynn pushes way up, puts the ball to Caldwell County, but it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Henderson near midfield far side. Big throws by Henderson County. They cover a lot of ground. You're getting at least 10 yards on a throw every time Henderson picks it up and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I hope they don't have video of me throwing balls in because they're showing me up. They're making me look like a twig out there. Like you said, they're throwing balls 10, 15 yards like it's nothing.
Henderson County with the throw in just in front of the student section. In a battle over there is Wynn. I like the play of Wynn so far in this ball game. I know a young player not with a lot of experience. As Henderson gets it inside the box, Manley comes up, ducks her head, picks the ball up. Good play by Manley because she had some pressure from number 24, and that is Isabella McKesney.
Like you said, not a whole lot of experience from Wynn. I think she played more of a JV last year, but she's working her butt off, and you can't ask for nothing more. Again,
Caldwell County without the services of Kelsey Adams tonight.
Yeah, and you can't stress that enough how big of a loss Kelsey is in this defensive scheme against a team like Henderson, that well-oiled machine, and she would change the game.
In fact, two Boyd sisters right now, Asia and Kendall, in the ball game as McDaniels has had a little bit of a rest.
And we can't take anything away from people filling in, the Boyds filling in and stuff. They're playing a heck of a game as well. I mean, it's hard to say defenders and goalkeepers are playing good when scoreline looks different, but it's one of those things you got to see it in front of you.
Right. And I'm a firm believer, no matter what the score, game experience is better. If you're coming off that bench and you get in a game, I don't care if it's 8-0 you or 8-0 the other team. If you're getting some experience on that field, it's so much more than just watching somebody do it or a coach telling you from the sideline, this is what you need to do. When you get out there and actually put the cleats on the field, that's where you gain the experience.
Especially against a tough region contender and a good team all around.
Good lob by Henderson County. Let's see if it goes too far. Kept in by number 24 momentarily, but I think it's going to bounce eventually out of bounds. It'll be a throw in Caldwell County. Henderson County with one Mercy Rule game so far this season. They shut out Trigg County 10.
But it'll be a good game. It'll be a good game to watch for these Caldwell County girls later on this week.
It comes up Thursday night here at Butler Stadium. Henderson County works it again. Number 24, McChesney. It's going to be Caldwell County throw. Caldwell County gets the courtesy of a good call on the sideline here. They put the ball in play looking for Littlefield. Littlefield up to Trailer, gets away from Pookie over to the defensive line of Henderson County.
Good work there again. Everybody's working hard. Like that ball, Pookie, it went underneath her foot, but she was the first one to get pressure on the ball, and she got a touch on that pass out from Henderson, leading them to still Caldwell County having a chance to counterattack here.
Nice footwork by Lucy Goffinet. Kept possession against the charging Henderson County player, but they come up with the possession on the steal just outside the midfield circle on the defensive side for Henderson County. Coach Miller still giving instructions to his team as we get down close to the end of the first half. We'll take a look at the stats and our broadcast schedule for the remainder of the week at halftime.
Still there. Get people.
And I don't see much stoppage time left for the refs. Hasn't been many free kicks or nothing like that. No injuries or nothing so far.
Henderson County right before halftime with the shot blocked nicely by Ginn. The rebound shot long and wide to the right. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers. Young back to take this one. Ball comes out, picked up by Henderson, about 35 yards out over near the student section in a battle with McEnany. Gets it over to Ginn. Ginn to Fletcher. Stolen away by Henderson. Out of bounds, and it'll be Lady Tiger throw.
I think if they get to halftime, like we said a lot so far, Caldwell County's battling. They just get some tactics. Coach Miller can see everything, so if he can see some things that they haven't, hopefully there can be some things they can work on at halftime to hopefully come out and get some momentum, get some morale going in the second half.
Shot across the front of the goal, wide right, out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick again for Caldwell County. And that's halftime whistle. So after one half of play, it's Henderson County 6, Caldwell County nothing. We'll be back to talk about the first half, look ahead to the second half, and talk about our broadcast schedule for the week. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 103.3 The Tiger.
How often do you think about your electricity? Most likely when you adjust your thermostat, pay your bill, or when the lights go out. Do you know how often Pennywell Electric thinks about you? 24/7. August is our birth month. Can you believe we're 81 years old? And for all that time, we've been member-owned for 89 years. Pennywell Electric has done more than just keep your lights on. We're your neighbors. We support your schools, churches, charities, and so many other things you care about. Pennywell Electric, dedicated to working toward progress and better living for all of us.
Howdy, folks. Colonel Sanders here, and boy, do I have a deal for you. The deal with this deal is that you get both a breast and a whole wing when you choose my new 100% white meat KFC $5 fill-up deal. You also get dealt mashed potatoes and gravy, a biscuit, a cookie, and a drink for this here deal. I can't keep dealing this deal forever, though, so you have to go to KFC soon to get the two-piece all-white meat $5 fill-up, because it's only available for a limited time. Deal? Deal. KMZ, it's finger looking good. Tax extra. Prices may vary. Size may vary by location. Extra charge for recipes and size substitution may apply.
Porter Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Katy, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Porter Gas is offering specials on propane. Porter Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Porter Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Porter Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the law office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
Welcome back to Butler Stadium. We're at halftime as Henderson County's Lady Colonels lead the Caldwell County Lady Tigers 6-0. Taking a look at the scoring in the first half, all Henderson County and in a hurry. 2 minutes into the ball game, it was number 7 for Henderson County, Carly Crafton, with the first goal of the evening. 2 minutes later, number 21 for Henderson County, Cecilia Palumo with the goal. And then just 2 minutes later, 3 goals in the first 6 minutes, it was number 12, Whitney West, a freshman with the goal, a sophomore with the goal for Henderson County. About 7 minutes later, number 3 got into the act, Maggie Sauer for Henderson County. With about 25 minutes left in the first half, it was number 4 for Henderson, Reese Crafton, made it 5-0. And then the big player for Henderson County finally got her name in the books with about 19 minutes left in the half, and that is number 5, Maddie Griggs, the senior, and thankfully a senior. Go ahead and get her graduated this year. She's hurt Caldwell County a lot in the past. 6-0 early for Henderson County. They substituted freely with about 6 or 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Caldwell County able to get some possessions, actually get it into the offensive end a little bit there towards the end of the first half. But Ryan, you've been in these situations. You've been on teams that jumped out on others 6-0. You've been on the receiving end of it, I'm sure, a time or two. What's going through the mind of the Lady Tigers as they know this is the region favorite? They're down at home 6-0. What's in their minds right now? What's Coach Miller saying, and then what's their philosophy? It'd still be a big thing if Caldwell come out and get a goal, especially without letting in one first. If they can come out and get a goal, that's a big thing. Hopefully they'll try to come out and get a goal too. If they get 2 or 3 goals on Henderson, that's a big confidence boost for them. Even if they can get the final score be 6-3, that's a huge second half win. So I think Coach Miller, he'll try to keep them motivated because they're playing hard. They're playing real hard. So just keep them motivated, keep them ready to keep this game going. And it's going fast. Everything's quick, not having a lot of breaks in between. Didn't get a lot of time to warm up. So they're just, as long as they're staying quick, they're thinking quick, and they're staying motivated. I think Henderson, they could come out and just sit there and play to relax the rest of this game. So keep them motivated, keep them up in it, and I think that they could add a couple and hopefully get that second half victory that they'll be looking for. I will be very surprised if Henderson County does not come out with their starters to start the second half. We'll see as they take the field in a minute. But Caldwell County, like you said, putting some good effort on the field tonight. Just a tough schedule. They said right now 1-3 on the season. Actually picked up a win against a very tough Owensboro Apollo team last week, so that's big for the Lady Tigers. That was a confidence booster, and I think that made a big difference in this team being able to come out here and play hard tonight. Had they started the season 0-4 and facing Henderson County, I think you start seeing a little droop in the shoulders. But picking up that big win against Apollo and playing a tough game in that Bowling Green tournament, just losing 2-1 to North Hardin, I think that's a little confidence booster, even though the record is still 1-3. I think they picked up some confidence out of those 2 games.
Yeah, and you might think that, yeah, it's just 1 win. Yeah, they've also got 3 losses, but that 1 win, Owensboro Apollo is always a tough game for Caldwell County. I think the last couple of years it's only been decided by 1 goal. I don't think I've seen a Caldwell County Apollo scoreline with more than a 1 goal difference. So it is a big win, especially like you said, that 1 win that goes a long way, especially playing such a tough start of the schedule. And hopefully Thursday, it's not as tough of an opponent. You don't want to take nothing from Trigg County, but not as tough of an opponent, obviously, as Henderson County. So they'll be looking to grab that 2nd win and just get a little more confidence as the middle of the season starts getting closer. And 1 game closer. Every game you play, that's 1 game closer to district. So you're always trying to get confidence to get into districts and not have much to worry about there.
Henderson County on the field, Caldwell County set to take the field. The broadcast schedule is still a little bit up in the air. We have boys are at home tomorrow night here at Butler, girls at home Thursday. Just listen to WPKY for notices on that, whether we will be on the air with those games or not. We will be on Friday night at a regularly scheduled time for high school football as Caldwell County tries to rebound from a tough loss at Christian County. We'll go to Graves County to take on the Eagles on Friday night. Coach Barnes and Bob Hayes will be on at 6 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show coming your way at 6:30, and then kickoff from Graves County at 7 o'clock on Friday night. We'll live stream that one and be on the air at 6 o'clock with all that. Kickoff at 7, Caldwell County and Graves County with high school football on Friday night. Underway here in the second half as Caldwell County has the first possession. They play it back to Wynn in the backfield. Wynn gets it up to Fletcher. Laney having a tough night trying to feed it over to Littlefield. And Ryan, I think one of the things that makes it tough on the Lady Tigers, even though those are good passes and it was to the feet of Littlefield, you were still covering 8 or 10 yards. It's going to be tough to make passes that length against a Henderson County squad.
It is, and they're running in packs. It's not just always one Henderson player that you could just pick your head up and beat her on the ball to play it to someone else. There's 3 or 4 that you got to worry about. So Caldwell is going to have to be thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead to get any success up against Henderson.
Henderson County with a few of the starters back in.
Yeah, it looks like they've got the majority of them in. Some they come off the bench in the first half, but it looks like they do got the majority of their starters back in.
Wynn tried to take that ball defensively. Henderson County able to make a run around. Now it goes over towards Young. Henderson County plays it back to the left side of the field. She'll bring it back to the middle. Looks like she wanted to load up for a shot. Pokes it down into the corner looking for number 12. Let's see if she can keep it in. Does across the 6, and now finally a call from the referee. I thought that went out of bounds, just a little late call, and it'll be a goal kick, Lady Tigers. You never know about that end of Butler Stadium because it's got kind of a little ramp right under the scoreboard that keeps a lot of these soccer balls in.
It does, and it looked like Griggs was experienced with that. It looked like she put a lot of heat on it and eventually just got to that hill and just kind of slowed down for her.
So Hannah Young will put the ball in play off the head of Griggs. Griggs gets it over towards West.
It is nice to see that. I know they're not necessarily man marking her and making sure that she's not the only one that they're defending and everything, but Griggs has only got on the score sheet once or twice tonight, and that's a big plus so far.
Yeah, 6 goals so far by the Lady Colonels and 6 different players. Shot on goal is wide left.
And that's a good thing to see from, if you can, usually if there's 6 goals on the board, it's usually 1 or 2 players that are just running the scoreboard, and you see 6 different goal scorers, some come off the bench and everything. It just shows how much depth this Henderson team has and how good they really are.
Ball kicked out to Littlefield. Littlefield in a battle. Now double team. Littlefield goes down. Whistle blows. And referee, I thought, was reaching in his pocket. He's just going to signal it Caldwell County way, so we'll have the free kick from the defensive end. Young will set up for that one. Dennis Stevens here along with Ryan Frisch, a new addition to our Tiger Sports broadcast crew, and Ty Englebright. So glad you could join us tonight here from Butler Stadium. Ryan will be doing the majority of the boys' games this season and also maybe a few of the girls' games. So if you see Ryan in town, tell him what a great job he's doing so far. Fletcher with a push in the back, almost a chance for Caldwell County to try to sneak one in.
Yeah, you don't want to tell her to flop and stuff. She's so tough that she's not going to go to the ground.
She was fighting as hard as she could to try to put that one in, but I think you're right, Ryan. If she'd gone to the ground, I think she would have got the call.
You see, it looks like it's getting a little chippy, and that comes with regional battles. You get to play them a couple times a season, and sometimes just once a season, but it's just one of those things that comes with the regional battle.
Henderson County set to put it in play across midfield. Big kick goes in. Again, tried to put the head on it. Now it goes over to Griggs. Griggs between two people. Nice block by Caldwell County. She does dump it off to the near side. Goes down to West in the corner.
Yes, Audrey.
West with a nice defensive stance from Audrey Wynn. And Manley will come out to get this one. A big improvement from the first half and draws the applause from Coach Miller. That's a night and day difference in how this game started. The defensive pressure Caldwell County was able to put on that possession.
And it is, and there's no way we could. There's no way that we could predict how the first half would have went if they were playing like this, but that's a good shot from Griggs.
And Griggs finds the far bar, goes in for her second goal of the night.
And I think, like you were saying, I mean, there was that goal just then, but it has been night and day so far, and that's a good plus for Caldwell County. I mean, that goal, it's a wonderful effort. Kate and the goal, Kate Manley, there's nothing you could do about that. I mean,
yeah, that's why the young lady scores 50 goals a season. She knew where to put it and was able to put it right on a dime, just inside the far bar. Henderson County quickly the other way. We started this game a little bit early tonight, Ryan, hoping to get this one in because of the weather. It's quickly approaching, so we hope we can get the finish of this game in. Henderson County comes up, takes a little bit of a push. Referee's letting them play. Cleared out by Kendall Boyd.
And it's hard to imagine, but there's a lot more intensity and a lot more fight in this Caldwell County team in the second half. I mean, they were fighting their absolute butts off the first half, and they're playing 10 times harder than that now. So
yeah, the play that they listened to the halftime speech as Caldwell County's player hits the ground. No call on the far side. That was Trailer, a hard hit. Henderson plays it into the far corner. Take it down just outside the 18. Stop and pop from there is going to go wide left. Be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers. 7-0 Henderson County.
And it still does seem a little chippy in there, and you hope that doesn't ever escalate into anything. Hopefully it's just one of those regional battles, and it'll probably just be a couple push and shoves, a little bit of talking, and won't be too much.
This is a game where Caldwell County is going to pick up more experience than anything tonight. They're going to learn some things. They're going to learn some tricks, and they're going to learn things they can use on a Trigg County or a team coming up on the schedule. Maybe not to the caliber of Henderson County, but not to take anything away from anybody on the schedule, because you've seen upsets. I've seen upsets as many years as I've watched this game. You can't take anybody for granted. But every team is not going to be Henderson County.
No, if you had a schedule full of Henderson County games, I mean, you might just
probably would have a lot of girls come out for soccer if that's all you were going to play.
But like you said, I think you said there's only 2 seniors this year on the team.
Right.
It's a young team, and it's good to see them playing so hard, being young like this.
Henderson County takes it deep into the far corner. Shot on goal. This one's going to go over the top, out, and a goal kick coming up for the Lady Tigers. Yeah, these girls had a lot of game experience, but very few of them had starting experience.
Yeah, it's hard to start when you have 8 seniors that have always played and been a huge part of the program.
Right.
They were all leaders, and I mean, there was a lot of your midfield. There were some defenders. I mean, you lost parts of everything. So to see them playing as hard as they are against a team like this Henderson team, it's awesome.
Griggs with a shot on goal. And this one goes off of Manley's hands and in. Hat trick for Griggs.
She's feeling it now. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe she's committed to Murray State. And they're one of the top programs, especially in the OVC. So, I mean, she's a wonderful talent. And just like that shot there, she just picks her head up. She just picks her head up, and she puts a lot of power on it. It's one of those things. Goalkeeper tries to parry it away and just doesn't go your way.
And Murray, very good at signing area players. They really pick apart that first and now dipping into the second region very heavily on recruiting.
They do. I think they picked up Strader from UHA as well, another all-region player. So they do. They really pick apart these first 2 regions and get some homegrown talent. It's good to see that they're so successful with players from this region. So
8-0 now, Henderson County. Just over 32 minutes left to go in this ball game. Of course, if you're just tuning in, mercy rule would be in effect at this point. Foul's going to give it to Caldwell County, but a 10-goal lead at any point calls for the whistle. Henderson County just a couple of scores away from reaching that. You would like to see, like we said, Caldwell County wants to get a goal. It would be a moral victory, if anything else, tonight to put one in the net on this team. But Henderson County coming back out after halftime with all their starters.
It would be a big moral victory, and it's not something that you would go around bragging about to people. Yeah, we got a goal on Henderson, but it's one of those things you go into practice the next day and you're like, okay, y'all did get that goal. That was one of the achievements that we were looking for. So it's those little victories and stuff.
Yeah, they're not going to brag to their friends tomorrow that they scored one goal in the game last night, but still, as a team, they know that they were able to put it in against a very quality opponent. And the throw-in goes over the head of Griggs.
Another big throw-in.
This one goes out of bounds. Referee rules it Caldwell County ball, and they'll have a deep throw from well into their defensive end.
You see Henderson County's coach put on his rain jacket, so
yeah, it's coming.
It might be getting pretty close pretty quick. Actually, I think it's raining on us right now.
It is starting to come down a little bit. Henderson County with possession in the offensive end. Number 7 winds up, and it's going to hook a little bit on it, goes left. And I'm going to take the cover off the umbrella just in case as we start to get a little bit of moisture coming down here at Butler Stadium. So far, no lightning or anything to stop play. Field in great condition. This is one of the better soccer fields. I know it's an old stadium, but it's the playing surface. I would put it up against just about anybody that hasn't gone to the artificial surface.
It is, and just that's a big confidence boost too. It's kind of the saying, look good, feel good. I mean, the field looks good. It makes you feel good to come out and play on it and stuff. And it's just like you said, it's one of the top fields around here, and it's always been well taken care of. And it's nice to hear, like, kids that you'd play club soccer with, or kids from other counties that talk about, oh, it's so cool playing in the concrete walls. Yeah. And it's just a real cool thing to come into.
Yeah, it's a cozy confine here at Caldwell County. Wish it was just a little bit wider. We would be eligible for some regional action.
Yeah, it would be nice to host a big tournament like the regional tournament.
Ball played in front of the goal. Nobody home for Henderson County. That could have easily been goal number 9. Henderson gives chase. They're going to try to play it back. They have it deep in the right corner. Good play by Wynn. I've been impressed with the play by Audrey Wynn so far. Henderson gets it over middle, and the foul is going to be called on Henderson as they take down Asia Boyd. But the play of Audrey Wynn tonight, I think, has been pretty impressive in the absence of Kelsey Adams.
It has, and it's not one of those household names yet. But, I mean, if she keeps playing like this against opponents like this, then that's a big thing. And if you can hear, I think you just saw lightning out behind the field, maybe.
We're calling it because it's coming. It's coming bad.
Little confusion back in the. Oh, she doesn't have her glove on.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he saw the bus light.
I thought he did too.
The light on the bus was flashing. I thought he called it before that. And they put it back in play. 8-0 Henderson County. This one headed by Kendall Boyd in a nice collision. Young players have really performed well in that backfield. I know the score wouldn't lead one to believe that, but I like the hustle, the determination, and the fight that we've seen out of some of those younger players on that back line tonight.
Yeah, and that's an awesome thing to see because, I mean, they're young now, but whenever they are the juniors and seniors, those players that are playing this well right now, that's huge.
Lob in off the crossbar by Henderson County, cleared out by Young. She's going to clear it to the far side. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Colonels.
And Coach Miller, you can hear him underneath us just telling them people. He's just letting them know that there's some people that aren't being marked, and you can just see them out behind them, just making sure that they're aware.
This one goes all the way across the net, tapped and just wide right by Henderson. Great throw by the Lady Colonels from that far sideline. Rain starting to come down a little bit heavier, and our producer, Ty Engelbright, said the rain is quickly approaching.
Yeah. Oh, unplug, yeah. The scoreboard, yeah.
No, not the scoreboard. Hold on. This one.
Oh, okay.
And these games like this, the rain coming down, it's fun to play in, but it's not very fun for us up here. I mean,
Right.
a lot of electronical stuff right here. So.
Yeah. Especially when it's light and you're on a metal stand, it makes you just a little bit.
Yeah, first time light, we're packing up, boys. And I don't think it's going to pass. It looks like there's a pretty good line heading this way. So.
Henderson County with the deflection, still loose, ball wet, went off the foot of Boyd. Caldwell County able to clear it, but Henderson with possession.
Good clearance there from Hannah Young, and she's still down, slowly getting up.
Looks like she took one in the ribs. Henderson County now with possession.
A good move there from Griggs.
With the shot on goal, deflected. Ball still loose and in. That is that number 11, Ryan? Can you tell?
I believe that was...
Might be 20. 21.
21, okay, number 21.
Got to give Kate Manley credit there. Good effort. I mean, two big saves, and it's just one of those things that just hits off of you, and there's that loose player. It's just easy tapping for her. Got to give Kate Manley props on that, though.
9-0 Henderson County. Hat trick by Griggs, and then 6 other players in the scorebook for Henderson County tonight, as this has been all Henderson early.
Looks like they'll get some more subs in as well. See if they can get that last goal. Caldwell County do everything they can to hold them off.
Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Lady Colonels. They throw it back to the defensive line. McEnany gives chase. Now McEnany with a foot on it. Has some open field. She's going up against a couple of Henderson players. Nobody to help out. That's easily going to be picked up by the keeper for Henderson County. But a nice play, nice battle there by Kaylee McEnany.
And it was. And down 9-0. Still just absolutely battling, just playing as hard as you can. That's all. It's an incredible thing to see. It really is.
Henderson County with a substitute in. That's number 13, far sideline. Has possession. Still has it going towards the box. Tripped, and she'll be called. Let's see who they get the foul on. I think it was on Boyd. So number 13 for Henderson County. And I had their roster here just a second ago. Set play from about 25 yards out. Number 13 for Henderson County, Nadia Gilbert. Ball up and well over the back of the net against the wall here at Butler Stadium. Goal kick coming up for the Lady Tigers. Lucy Goffinet checks back into the ball game. Coming out, looks like Pookie Traylor will get a rest.
You got to take your hats off to Pookie. She's been battling on that far side. She's taking some hard challenges, and she's been working her butt off over there.
It's one of those games where your forwards have actually turned more into defensive players tonight, just trying to get you a possession, not so much as making a run, just trying to keep the possession alive into the offensive end for the Lady Tigers.
And that's a good thing as well, because even those teams that aren't the caliber of Henderson, if your strikers still have that mentality that, hey, I still have to defend a little bit, it'll really shut down a team.
Ball deep in the offensive end for Henderson, off of Griggs. That's Wynn giving chase. Out of bounds, it'll be Henderson County throw. Coach Miller telling them to mark. That was the big problem early on. Those first 3 goals all off throw-ins. Ball still loose, and the goal rain coming down a little bit harder now. Henderson County well in control of this one. I don't know how long, Ryan, they would let them play tonight with this one at 9-0.
Yeah, it's kind of out of that contest, so that might be the 10th there.
And just barely missed the far bar.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, it's 9-0. It's not a huge contest. Caldwell County, they're getting those small victories. That's a good thing. So.
Yeah, this game will go down in the win column for Henderson County. Everybody's going to be realistic about that. We've seen comebacks. I've never seen a 9-0 comeback.
No, and it is good to see. If you look over in the Caldwell County stands, that student section is still just hanging out in the pouring rain. That's a good thing to see, especially the score line. I mean, it's awesome to see.
That's one thing I've bragged on the air for years. The student section at Caldwell County at soccer games, I think, adds so much to this. They cut up some. They get loud at times over there. They cheer these girls on, and I think it adds so much to a high school sport to have that student section.
It does, and it doesn't matter if you're down 9-0. If you hear a good 20, 30, sometimes 50 to 60 people behind you just screaming your name, I mean, it gives you confidence. It's a good thing to have in the stands.
Ball in the Caldwell County offensive end, but picked up by Henderson County. Good battle by Laney Fletcher earlier. Henderson plays it middle of the field. Boyd with a nice step around, takes the possession away, puts it up to Goffinette. Goffinette on the far sideline. Hand up from Littlefield. She's closed in on by 2 players for Henderson County. Just made a sandwich out of Littlefield. Taken back away at midfield by Caldwell County. Substitutes in for Henderson. Giving fight there was Wynn. Wynn now on the chase back. They look up the field. Number 8 coming out. Let's see if Manley has it deflected off of her. Number 12 with a wide open shot. Open goal. So she what a great save by Kate Manley.
What a save.
Great diving save coming back into the position. I thought that was where we were going to pack it up, Ryan.
I did too, and I mean, that's just straight up. That's hard work. That's determination that you just don't want that last one to go in.
Yeah, from our vantage point, I called it open goal by number 12. She hit the shot she wanted to hit, but out of nowhere, Kate Manley with the big dive and the save. And that's a confidence builder for Manley as she takes more games on this season. That can do nothing but help that kid. Rain still coming down lightly so far here at Princeton at Butler Stadium.
Yeah, and like you said, that's a huge confidence thing. I mean, there's been a couple that haven't went her way tonight, but that one's the one she'll remember. That's the one that went her way, and that's the one she'll think about.
Good step around by Lainey Fletcher, still pushing with number 22. They get it. Henderson gets it back to the middle of the field. There's Young, able to deflect it momentarily. Henderson back with possession, just into their offensive end. They'll play it down into the corner. Manley's going to come out, pick that one up, far side of the 18. 20 minutes left to go in the ball game. Or one goal by Henderson, whichever happens to come first.
Caldwell County, they're still pressing. I mean, good ball from Lainey Fletcher.
Good touch from Fletcher to McEnany. McEnany with a great move off one leg between her legs. She had it momentarily back to Fletcher. Fletcher wanted to take it to the corner to Goffinette, deflected by Henderson County. Now Fletcher with the shot wide right. And Ryan, you could probably count the goal attempts by Caldwell County on one hand tonight, but that was a good possession by the Lady Tigers late in this ball game down 9-0.
It was a good possession, and they're still just, they're fighting. They're playing scrappy, and that's what you need against teams like this.
Kick comes out, controlled by Henderson County at midfield. No pressure on the ball. She plays it through to the middle.
It's a good ball through to 12.
It's number 12. 12. Manley comes out. 12 dribbles around. See if she can catch up with it into the side of the net. And these are one of the games I think the parents on the far side for both squads may be wanting that one to go in so we can get in out of the weather before it gets too bad. Coach Miller moving his players up.
I know the radio man is. I want to know no chance coming back.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, there's a little bit of everybody kind of rooting, except for me and you. I think we're still going for the comeback right here. So
well, we've called some pretty bad stuff before, so we'll take it as it comes. Henderson County with it now, top of the 18 on the right side, cross to the middle, deflected by Kendall Boyd. Gets it out to Littlefield. Littlefield has it taken away, but there's Asia Boyd able to get it back. Now rain becoming much harder. And ball goes out of bounds. It's Caldwell County ball.
I think we better wrap it up.
And we may have to get the equipment in out of the rain, ladies and gentlemen. We hate to cut it short, but on the call from our producer, we're going to have to take this one out as the rain really starting to pour here at Butler Stadium. Ty, you give the word and we'll wrap.
Yeah, I think we better wrap it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 9-0 Henderson County. We're going to call this one. Tune in tomorrow to the sports. We'll have the final score from Butler Stadium. It's Henderson 9, Caldwell nothing. Thank you for listening. We'll be back Friday night.